Welcome back to Square Off. Election season's just getting going, but really it never ends anymore. And neither do stories on elections and protecting your vote. I'm happy to welcome back Jen Fifield of Votebeat. She is one of the leading reporters covering elections and your vote here in Arizona. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
So we've broken down several stories and some people to watch this election. Let's start in southern Arizona's Cochise County, of all places. Here's why. In 2022, the two Republican supervisors who control the county refused to certify their election results. And here's the news. Democratic Attorney General Chris Mays hauled both supervisors into court on criminal charges. Why does this case matter?
Well, this is definitely going to set the stage for 2024 when other county supervisors are looking at how much control they have over whether they certify their election. This is what they did. They protested that certification. And now if she prosecutes and moves forward, other county supervisors may say, maybe I won't do that.
Is the clock ticking on this case? How far along is it? Will it be done by the time votes are canvassed in November?
I'm pretty sure it will. There's a trial date for May. They're going to set the trial then. So we're going to see it play out probably this summer.
All right, something to watch. Next up, Arizona voters will soon have their residency and citizenship checked frequently. This was a long-sought goal of the Republican legislature. Why is this happening now, and what does it mean?
Well, to clarify, you do have to be a citizen and you have to prove documents here that you are a citizen to vote in Arizona. But this is going to check that citizenship more frequently. If they see an ID for a non-citizen, they're going to try to remove you from the rolls. Adrian Fontes, Secretary of State, has tried to protect voters by giving them notice of this. But there are going to be more frequent citizenship checks, and the Attorney General is going to be involved as well.
And if you're a naturalized citizen like me, am I affected?
Well, you're more likely to be on this federal-only list if you haven't updated your papers since you became a naturalized citizen.
Okay, I've updated my papers. I'm good. A couple stories we're watching that get at how tough it is to run elections. We talked about that to some extent with Adrian Fontes. Let's start in Maricopa County, where the county board oversees elections in one of the country's swing counties and presidential votes. A big focus on Maricopa. In recent months, the board has come under fire during raucous public comment periods. This board meeting in February was the last straw. Let's take a look.
I hereby command you to send a public broadcast to every single resident in Maricopa County, notifying them of these dangers.
That was the voice of Michelle Klon of the far-right Operation Restoration grabbing the mic after a Maricopa County board meeting last month was abruptly adjourned. With the board out of the room, you heard Klon accuse the county board of committing high crimes. As of last week, the board put new procedures in place for public comment. What were they, and what do they reflect?
There's a whole bunch of new security there. A lot of Maricopa County Sheriff deputies. Also, you have to get escorted up to the front. They're only allowing you to approach the podium at certain times. This is really after months of activists coming and picking apart the Board of Supervisors, every choice they're making. And this just escalated with a new group coming in last week.
And this is organized, has been organized. I don't know if this part's organized because you're right. These are a bunch of some new faces among them. And does it, again, show the intensity of the anger, maybe generated anger?
You know, it shows that two things: the generated anger from COVID, from all of the restrictions from that, the election drama, and everything focused on Maricopa County. These are not people that started in Maricopa County with this effort that came in last week. So the supervisors are really looking at a full year of this going forward.
Yeah, it's been going on for months already. Let's go deeper on the problems that high turnover creates for running elections. We heard Adrian Fontes before saying things look good. What's your take on it? You get under the hood. You look at this really closely.
There's some counties that have very new people in these jobs. They haven't been there for the 4-year cycle where you really learn the job for each election you do. And so those counties, like Apache County, has all new people, for example. What happens in a small county matters. Those are votes. Those are going to affect our outcome. So there's going to be hyper focus on problems like you were talking about, and also mistakes may happen.
So you're saying we should be prepared for that or not surprised by that if and when they do?
I think that we should prepare for any everyday mistakes. What he was saying that last election wasn't a big deal with the printer issues, I would say a large population in Phoenix disagrees with that assessment because it did destroy voter trust in a way. If you're not able to cast your ballot when you're looking at it, that really does something. So we're looking for the smaller mistakes and hopefully not the bigger mistakes.
Jen Fifield, great insights as always. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks.